The introduction of the high-stakes, highly sponsored new game, The Lion's Share, in the Season 54 premiere of The Price is Right has ignited a furious debate among the show's dedicated fanbase. Historically, the show constantly evolves, phasing out aging or underperforming pricing games to keep the lineup fresh and relevant. The arrival of one new game often signals the imminent departure of an existing one. Fans have flocked to online forums, particularly Reddit, to speculate on which beloved, tolerated, or maligned game is next on the chopping block. The introduction of the high-stakes, highly sponsored new game, The Lion's Share, in the Season 54 premiere of The Price is Right has ignited a furious debate among the show's dedicated fanbase. Historically, the show constantly evolves, phasing out aging or underperforming pricing games to keep the lineup fresh and relevant. The arrival of one new game often signals the imminent departure of an existing one. Fans have flocked to online forums, particularly Reddit, to speculate on which beloved, tolerated, or maligned game is next on the chopping block. Surprisingly, one of the initial candidates for retirement among fans is the new game itself. The original poster on a popular Reddit thread suggested that The Lion's Share, due to its partnership with BetMGM, might be tied to a temporary sponsorship agreement. If the sponsorship lapses, the highly expensive game might become unsustainable for the show's budget. One fan echoed this concern over the game's cost. "I hope CBS didn't have to pay for putting that game together. Seems like a pricey game. Maybe it can be parted out to update other game boards, or they can create a new game, or just keep the game, drop the sponsorship, and reduce the prizes. Hopefully the game is around a while." While the show would likely want to recoup the cost of building the elaborate Lion's Share set, the potential for a lost $500,000 jackpot prize, the main draw of the game, to vanish with the sponsor makes its long-term future an intriguing, if uncertain, prospect. The clock game and the check game, classic versus antiquated. Two classic games drawing significant scrutiny are the clock game and the check game. Both have been part of the show's fabric for decades, but fans believe their time may be running out for very different reasons. The clock game, the price barrier. The clock game requires contestants to guess the price of two prizes in a limited time frame, with prices under $1,000. The primary argument for its eventual retirement centers around the difficulty in sourcing desirable, high-value prizes that still fall below this traditional four-digit ceiling. As inflation continues to affect consumer goods, finding prizes that fit the criteria and still feel meaningful to a national audience is becoming increasingly challenging. I know it's a classic, but I have a feeling clock games' days are remembered. I don't know if it will be the next game to be retired, but it will probably be at some point. Even with the bonus for guessing both prizes, at some point it will get too difficult to find meaningful prizes under $1,000. Check game, the generational gap. The check game, played as recently as September 29th, is criticized for being too slow, visually unexciting, and most frequently antiquated. The premise, writing a personal check for an amount over the price of a prize to win cash, is a ritual that is rapidly disappearing in a world dominated by digital finance. The check game, hopefully, just sort of a dud for me, not to mention more antiquated by the season. One fan offered a modern alternative that would update the format while retaining the monetary component. Another fan suggested changing it to the ATM game, where they withdraw the money from an ATM instead of writing a check. Slow flow and low prizes, Hot Seat and Plinko. Other fans took aim at games that slow down the pace or offered disappointing payout structures. Hot Seat. One fan argued that this game, which involves multiple prices and a contestant being on the hot seat, drags down the show's energy. I would like to see Hot Seat retired. I think it's too slow and kind of kills the flow of the show, they suggested. Maintaining a fast, engaging pace is crucial for daytime television, and any game perceived as a drag becomes a target. Plinko, the unlikely target. In a controversial take, a few fans suggested even the iconic Plinko should be modified or retired, not because it isn't fun, but because its monetary amounts are too low by modern standards. While retiring the show's most famous game is almost unthinkable, fans want an update. At the very least, I think they should get rid of the screw you zeros. Would it cost them that much to have a guaranteed $10 or $25 in those spots? They argued. This suggests that even fan favorites aren't immune to scrutiny when prize values feel underwhelming. A final departure: Pay the Rent. Interestingly, the Reddit discussion mentioned Pay the Rent as a game they would like to see dropped, suggesting the fanbase hasn't yet caught up to the fact that this game was already retired to make way for the new Lion's Share. I could see them dropping Pay the Rent. No one seems to get that you need to save the cheapest item for mid-tier. The $10,000 winners are cool, but it's not that hard of a game to get $100,000 on, in my opinion. The removal of Pay the Rent shows that the show's producers are already moving to simplify complex games and make room for exciting new formats. The conversation now shifts to which remaining game will follow it out the door. The consensus seems to lean toward an antiquated format like the Check game or a prize-constrained classic like the Clock game.